Good morning, John and Linda. Thank you for meeting with me today. Both of you had asked me to put together a financial plan, and today we're going to discuss the retirement analysis portion of that plan. First, let's talk about the current state of your retirement situation. Both of you would like to retire in the next couple of months. You would also like to receive $15,000 per month with no reduction after the first death. And we're also going to assume the life expectancy for John is 20 years and Linda's 30 years. John also had a couple questions for me regarding collecting Social Security benefits now compared to waiting to his full retirement age. Also, we wanted to discuss Linda's distribution options and what they would be for John's IRA and Roth IRA in the event of his death. In addition, John also had questions about the different payment options his pension would produce. Finally, we will quickly touch on additional retirement assets, including John's annuity, Linda's investment portfolio, Linda's sale of her company, and the sale of both your home and vacation home. These topics will be covered in further detail in other analysis sections of the plan. Let's first start out by talking about the possibility of both of you retiring in a couple of months. I've crunched the numbers, and with the sale of your home and business and combined with your investable assets, you will both be able to retire in the next couple of months with your required amount of $15,000 per month based on Linda's life expectancy. So now let's discuss the assets that will help fund your retirement. Let's start with John's Roth IRA. The value of the IRA is $300,000 invested strictly in Treasury notes. We will want to look into diversifying those assets to meet John's risk tolerance and time horizon. Since the Roth IRA has been open for 10 years, it has met the holding period rule, which means any distributions from this Roth IRA will be entirely income tax free. Since the Roth IRA does not have a required minimum distribution when the client reaches 70 and a half, and contributions are allowed if below the MAGI levels, I caution you from tapping into any of these assets anytime soon. Since Linda is John's spouse and sole primary beneficiary, her distribution options and requirements in the event of John's death would be the following. Linda could delay distributions until John would have reached 70 and a half, or treat the Roth as her own, and no requirement distributions would be required in her lifetime. Now let's talk about John's traditional IRA. That value currently is at $300,000 and strictly invested in equity mutual funds. We want to look into diversifying those funds as well to lessen risk and potentially increase return. Since John is an active participant in his company's pension plan this year, he will not be able to deduct any traditional IRA contributions he has made this year. Since John is older than 59 and a half, any withdrawals from the IRA will be penalty free. However, they will be taxed as ordinary income. Additionally, Linda is sole primary beneficiary of the IRA, and her distribution options and requirements in the event of John's death would depend on how old John was when he passed away. If John's death occurred before he was 70 and a half, Linda could receive distributions over her own life expectancy and distributions beginning in the year in which John would have become 70 and a half. Or Linda could roll the assets into her name and defer distributions until she becomes 70 and a half. The final option is Linda could elect to distribute the entire account balance within 5 years of John's death. If John's death occurs after he's 70 and a half, Linda can receive distributions over her own life expectancy, and distributions must begin the year following John's death. Or she can roll the account balance into an account on her behalf and defer distributions until she becomes 70 and a half. John's Social Security. John has some questions regarding his Social Security benefits. However, in order to get a full picture of both of your Social Security benefits, I would ask that both of you obtain your estimated retirement benefit reports from the Social Security office for my review. Still, John did have some questions about what his full retirement age is and what the percent of his Social Security benefit would be reduced if he starts collecting now compared to waiting till full retirement age. I've determined that John's full retirement age is 66 and 2 months, and if he starts collecting Social Security benefits now compared to waiting till full retirement age, they would be reduced by 26.66%. John's employer will provide John a pension during his retirement. The pension has multiple payment options, and we'll compare the different options the pension will produce. The first option is single life annuity. This is the greatest value of $6,250 per month because the payments stop once John passes away. However, if John lives past his life expectancy, the pension payments will continue until his death. The second option is a joint payout of $5,000 per month. This is less than the single life annuity because the payment will continue after John's death. Linda will receive payments until her death. However, once Linda does start receiving payments, the payment will be reduced by half to $2,500 per month. The third option is a lump sum payment of $1.2 million. There are benefits to the lump sum. You can receive the cash now and potentially earn higher return if personally invested. However, there are a lot of pitfalls about receiving a lump sum, as you may spend the sum too quickly or invest too aggressively and lose the entire asset. We can talk about the pros and cons of each pension payout in our next review meeting. Next, we're going to talk quickly about additional retirement assets. However, we will only highlight these because we will talk about them in greater detail in other sections of this financial plan. I just wanted to discuss these assets quickly as a reminder that all of these assets are part of the full retirement picture. John's single premium deferred annuity. John, I would ask you to bring in a copy of your annuity paperwork next time that we meet so we can get a clear picture of the specific details of this annuity. However, Linda is named beneficiary. However, she would only receive annuity payments if John died before the annuity start date of October 1st, 2017. Once the annuity start date is passed, annuity payments will stop once John passes away. Consequently, if John passes away earlier than expected, the income stream will cease. However, the annuity can generate income for many years to come. However, any distributions will be taxed. The tax consequences of the annuity will be discussed further in the tax analysis portion of this financial plan. The sale of Linda's company comes with the benefit of a down payment and monthly interest received from the sale, which will help fund both of your retirements. I will break down the tax implications of the sale under the tax analysis portion of the plan. We will discuss Linda's investment portfolio in the investment analysis section of the plan, where we will discuss updating the asset allocations of the fund within the portfolio. You both have talked about the selling your primary residence to help fund your retirement, which we will discuss further in the tax analysis portion of this plan. Since we've determined that you have enough assets to retire without selling your vacation home, you had mentioned about gifting the home to John's sons. This is a great legacy to leave to John's children, and something that the family can enjoy for many years to come. Additional details about the vacation home gift will be talked about under the tax analysis portion of the plan. Those are my recommendations regarding your tax analysis, and I would be glad to answer any of your questions that you may have regarding this plan. Thank you.